guys!
Hey guys!
We're back with another Walking Dead review. In this video we're reviewing The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 15, titled East. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later, because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Holy balls!
Yeah!
And Daryl gets shot and then credits roll.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And gets shot in a way that blood splatters on the camera so you can't see where he was shot. Yeah. Although, I don't think he's dead.
Yeah. I think
Dwight. He was, like he was probably shot in the shoulder or something like that, because I think he's the one who's laying on the ground.
In the promo.
In the promo.
So, again, I don't think Daryl's dead. I don't think they're going to, reveal, oh, Daryl died, I guess, at the second part of a cliffhanger. I don't think they'll do that, which means I don't think Daryl dies in the finale.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
100% Glenn dies in the finale now, I think.
Oh my god, yeah, because so many things are pointing towards Glenn dying.
Like
Maggie cutting her hair and saying, no matter what, I have to move, I have to go on, nothing can hold me back.
Yeah, and she's talking, well, not consciously talking, but... She's talking about Glenn.
Yeah, it foreshadows Glenn's death.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, I think she's having a miscarriage.
Yes.
I think she's going to lose the baby.
Because she's barely showing at all.
Yeah.
And she's having pains and stuff. And so, like if they do it like she's going into labor, she's not pregnant enough.
No. I guess technically miscarriage is going into labor early. It's just so early it's not viable at all. Like, she's probably only about 12 to 16 weeks pregnant. So, yeah, no.
Professional sonographer here.
Yeah. I definitely think she's having a miscarriage. I'm actually really, really surprised that she didn't look down and see blood. Yeah. But with the amount of pain she's in, that's not a good sign.
So, Carol ran off, and another Rambo Carol moment in this episode. She massacred another, it was 5 or 6 saviors? 5 saviors,
yep. And what's great is that in the beginning of the episode, she's sewing the inside of her jacket, and I'm like, oh, she had a tear, she's mending it, okay, whatever. As soon as she gets stomped and her hand's inside like this, I'm like, she sewed a weapon in there.
Yeah.
That crazy girl sewed a weapon into the sleeve of her shirt. Yeah. And then when the bullets start flying, I was like, she sewed a machine gun into her shirt, or into her jacket. Clever girl.
And that jacket is so big on her that there's room for a fairly large weapon.
Probably why she chose it.
Yeah.
But man, that was awesome.
So Morgan and Rick, they're out looking for Carol, and they find the wreckage of the saviors, the bodies that Carol has left in her wake. Yep. There may as well be a giant sign that says Carol was here. And, but they find her trail, and apparently she's
been injured. We were worried about that when she rounded the corner. The guy had his knife, and she had her gun. And then the next scene, for that part, he's on the ground with a gut shot, and his knife is missing. So I was like, well, she was coherent enough to get his weapons and leave. Mm-hmm. But she's injured, and we don't know how bad. But
we have no idea how badly. I don't think she dies. Well, we're going to do a predictions video tomorrow where we'll talk about how we think the finale is going to shake out. But sticking with that Carol scene, we get a bit of an explanation, or a bit more explanation, as to what her panic attacks are all about. And it mostly seems like she's like, I'm going to have to kill these people. I'm going to have to kill these people. And it's not the fear of death. It's the fear of causing death.
Yeah.
And
the fear of surviving, almost.
Yeah.
And I do think she plays them up a little bit to make her seem... It's like she starts having them, and she's like, okay, I got to get it under control. And then she can't. So she's like, well... It works to my advantage, and then she kind of plays it up and exaggerates it to make her seem weak and to be underestimated.
She uses everything she possibly can. She's a master of disguise.
Yes.
So she's like, I'm
having these anyway, so
I'll use them as part of my disguise.
Yeah.
And it's genius. Carol is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not real keen on the direction her story is going.
Me either. I like my Rambo Carol. I don't like her second guessing herself, and so wherever this goes with her and Morgan, because I do imagine sometime next season those two are going to have some form of bonding moment. I do hope it helps her get back to where she was. Maybe not quite as casual about killing as she was, but at least back to the badass Carol that we know who takes care of business.
I think she probably ends up at the Kingdom. And maybe we see her next episode, maybe we don't, but I think her and Morgan probably both end up at the Kingdom.
Yeah. I don't think we see her till next season.
Also in this episode, when Glenn and Michonne and Rosita go after Daryl, who has gone after Dwight, Glenn and Michonne get captured by the Saviors.
Yes.
And then Daryl, hearing the whistle.
Yeah, we hear the whistle and I was like, oh, Daryl heard that, and he knows what that is.
Yeah, and then Daryl gets captured and shot.
Yes.
And Rosita, of course. Rosita is captured as well. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this was such a stressful episode.
Yes.
There were so many moments where it's like everybody's standing around just talking. And I'm like, remember Denise, bad things happen when you just stand around and talk.
Somebody please pay attention.
Like at the very end when Abraham and Rick are talking.
Oh, God, at the gate.
I'm like, sniper, totally going to take out Abraham right here. It's just that moment with Denise has me totally like on guard whenever somebody's standing still and just talking.
Yeah, we're totally paranoid.
Finally, Morgan confessed to Rick that he had encountered that wolf before and found him again after the attack on Alexandria, and then took him as a pet.
Yeah, tried to fix him. And,
Rick took it amazingly well.
Yeah, he did. And I thought that the wolf turning on Morgan made Morgan realize that you can't save everyone, that sometimes you do have to do what needs to be done. And no, instead he was like, had I not saved him, he would have never been able to save Denise.
But if you hadn't saved him, Denise never would have been in that situation.
If you hadn't saved him, Denise wouldn't have even been in that basement. She probably would have been in the med lab where she needed to be to begin with, and still would have been able to save Carl. So, I mean, I don't know what is going on in that man's mind.
It's like Morgan will go to any logical lengths possible to rationalize his philosophy.
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
In this world, it might work some of the time. It doesn't work all the time. And he's trying to make that philosophy work all of the time. And likewise, I mean, Rick's philosophy of kill first, ask questions later, that's not going to work all the time in this world. It's going to work some of the time, maybe even most of the time, but not all the time.
Yeah.
And so this episode with Rick and Morgan, these two antithesis characters to each other, spending basically the entire episode together, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, I liked it too. The differences in their opinions, like it made an episode with Morgan not so frustrating.
Yeah. Because
typically episodes with Morgan in it, you're just frustrated at Morgan the entire time. Like, how can this isn't the world you live in anymore? You can't just let these people live. Like, he's gonna have to see, especially with the Saviors, it's like you can't let them live because, like, especially once he hears what all they did.
Yeah.
Not killing them is what did this. Like, it's
And there was one of those Morgan moments when Morgan stopped Rick from shooting that whoever that was who was running away.
Yeah, we don't know who that was. I mean, I see Morgan's point of view. Like, you can't just shoot him because he's running away. There's walkers. It's not like he's trying to flee you, necessarily. But I think that guy's probably from Hilltop.
I think he probably is.
Yeah, and thank God Morgan intervened. Otherwise, Rick would have murdered an innocent person.
Yeah.
But it's the world they live in right now.
I think
you can't take chances.
Yeah, I think he was probably from the Hilltop.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, if Rick had have killed him, that would have totally ruined their alliance.
Yeah, it would have ruined their alliance. And not only that, it could have ruined Rick. Because so far, Rick has never preemptively killed someone who didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And this would have been the first. And he thinks, oh, I can't take chances. But it's because he's never had it backfire. He's never shot somebody and then found out later that they were actually a good person and he just murdered an innocent person who just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
So, Morgan could have saved Rick right there.
And Rick even says to Morgan, you're coming back, right? And so Rick he's not exiling Morgan from the community for not killing the wolf.
Yeah, no, he's basically like, you're an idiot, but I forgive you type.
Yeah. Which Rick took the whole confession way better than I thought he would. But maybe it shows a side to Rick that maybe he forgot he had.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's it for this video. If we missed something, got something wrong, or if there was just something you think we should have mentioned that we didn't, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this review, and we really hope you did, be sure to tell us by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.